You guys remember the movie A Christmas Story? That used to be like a family tradition of ours. We would always, around Christmas time, when all the, Charlie Brown and Rudolph and Frosty and all those shows came on. Of course, Christmas Story came on. You'll shoot your eye out. And if you remember, there was a guy on there called Scott Farkas. Scott Farkas. He had yellow eyes. I'm serious. He had yellow eyes. Well, probably he had yellow eyes because he was yellow. You're yellow? Yeah, you're yellow? Remember that from Back to the Future 3? What, dude? You yellow? Well, anyway, most cowards, chicken shits, scammers, liars, and people that have something to hide, underneath it all, they have yellow eyes. And you know why? Because they're yellow. They can't handle the truth. Yeah, it's funny how Holly thinks it's okay to use stuff of mine, use stuff of my friend Jacob's, has no qualms using any of that stuff. But when you come back at her, using stuff that makes her look bad, she cries foul. And so she filed a complaint. Gee, why do you suppose she did that? Maybe it's because she can't handle the truth. She doesn't want people to know who she really is because she wants to keep being lazy. She keeps to want not having to take care of Elion. She wants Chris to handle all the work. Yeah, as we've learned, and as we will continue to learn, that Holly isn't like taking care of children. Holly is a worthless piece of shit. And always has been. So we will continue to look at things today, even though she's not going to like it. Here's the thing. Honest people, when they get stuff found out about them, they own it. They own it and say, yeah, that was me. That's how I used to be. However, here's the problem. In Holly's case, she can't say that's how I used to be because she's still exactly the same way. And you people who support them are pieces of shit as well. Because hoes stick together. Now here's the thing, let's analyze this logically. Who would defend a hoe? Another hoe. Who would defend scammers? Oh, other people with the same mentality. Who would defend people who steal, lie, cheat? Other people who steal, lie, cheat. No honest person is going to defend a thief. No honest person is going to defend somebody who can shoplift so well that they don't even see her do it. Only another thief would support a thief. Only another hoe would support a hoe. Only another liar would support a liar. Only another scammer would support a scammer. So, if you support them, then you're telling on yourself. Because you have to be as much of a scumbag as them in order to defend them. So, Don. Yeah, I'm trying to think of the others. But most of them are Holly's fake accounts, of which she has many. So, yeah. What's the matter, Holly? You can't handle the truth? What's the matter, Holly? You have to, it's okay for you to do, you know what's good for the goose is good for the gander? You ever heard that term? Yeah. Well, in this case, you're the goose that shit the brown egg. And let me just say this right off the bat. You're not going to win this battle. You might have won it against other people, but you're not winning it against me. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. Because I won't stop. I don't care what you do. And I have other ways of presenting material. Even if videos get taken down, I'll just present it in another way. The truth will still get out there. So you want to keep playing this shit, Holly? You know about you. You should know by now that I just come after you harder. So you want to play this, you want to file complaints, you want to do all this. I just come after you in a different way. The truth will still get out there, no matter what you do. I'll put it on another platform, give people the links. Yeah, you're not going to stop. It's a tsunami, baby. Yeah, it's a tsunami. And it's going to come and drown you out. Oh, I have a lot of other stuff I have never presented. And the more you run your trap, the more I'm going to present. So you want to bury yourself in shit, go ahead. Because that's exactly what you're doing. That is exactly what you're doing. So it doesn't matter to me that you make complaints against my stuff. Pisses me off. It motivates me a lot more than it does anything else. Ooh, you have no idea how competitive I am. You have no idea. No idea. So, you want to keep making complaints? You should know by now that is not going to stop me. So, you just want to start off with that right off the bat. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. How much shit have you spread about me, Holly? Taken stuff out of context and tried to make me look bad? Used my pictures, my stuff. Oh, it's okay for you to do it. And the thing is, you don't have the balls to do it. There's not a set of balls between you and Chris. You don't have the balls to do it with your own channel and your own face and your own voice. You have to hide behind a fake one. Sneaky loudmouth, which everybody knows is you. Mildred is you. Paula is you. All of these people that are your fake accounts that you hide behind. Only a chicken shit coward hides behind a fake account. You don't see me hiding behind a fake account, do you? No, you know why? Because I'm honest. I'm honest. You know, if there's anything I've done in my past, I own up to it. Because I know I'm not the same as I used to be. I really wasn't that bad with how I used to be. I didn't lose a bunch of children. I wasn't a lot lizard. I didn't have my boyfriend offering my services to other people to make money. Yeah. You don't see any pockmarks on my face. You know why? Because I've never used drugs. Oh, but I might get a rash. Yeah. You just keep making it worse on yourself. It's just like I told Jeff. I've already exposed him like 5 times this week. It's like he wants to keep talking shit about me. He has to pay the piper. Yeah, and so do you. All right, the first thing we're going to look at is this little form. All right, from DSS or CPS, whatever you want to call it. And it shows if you are reported. Well, obviously you were. And your caseworker is Jenny Smith, investigators Jenny Smith, supervisors Monica Sumter. And we see that, yeah, this is a DSS. And what you're being investigated for here is physical abuse. Yeah, and there are people who have lived around you guys. Talk about when Elion was younger and how the way that you treat him off camera is completely different than how you treat him on camera. Yeah, you put your best foot forward when you're on camera, and that's not really not what I'd be putting on camera, to be honest with you, because you both come across like a couple of idiots, and the only people who enjoy your videos are other idiots. They have to be. Because to me, your videos are sickening. Both you guys are sickening to me and to many others. You're sickening. So, like I said yesterday, past behavior is indicative of future behavior. And if you physically abused your children back then, you're still doing it. I mean, I don't know how many videos people have pointed out. And by the way, I'll display all those videos if I have to. And you can have them struck down all you want. The only problem is there's going to be 1,000 people that see it before the complaint ever gets to YouTube. So you want to keep playing this monkey game of yours? I'm more than willing to play it, because all that you don't have any arrows in your quiver. You have absolutely no arrows in your quiver, while mine is packed full and overflowing. Oh, you might want to Google the word quiver so you understand what it is. It deals with archery or bow hunting. Yeah. I got a lot of arrows to shoot. A lot of arrows to shoot. So, you want to keep shooting at me? We'll see who runs out of arrows first. Will we not? Look, apparently you are slow learners, extremely slow learners. I've never backed down from anything. So, yeah. Like I said, you will not win this battle. I have too many arrows and far too many ways to present them. And here's the thing. Why are you running and hiding like this? Why are you making complaints to YouTube to have things taken down if you're such a fine, upstanding Christian woman? Yeah, it's funny. You only get religious when it benefits you. Oh, by the way, did you ever pay back that Pell Grant? Pell Grants are not free money, even though you seem to think everything is free. Did you ever pay that back? No, you probably just changed your name to one of the 8 names that you use. to hide from CPS, to hide from law enforcement, to hide from everything. You don't face anything. You've never faced anything head on. You've never learned how to overcome anything. All you know how to do is lie, cheat, scam, and be conniving to try to get your way. Yeah, as we see from the court documents, that's your typical behavior. So I'm not surprised at all. There's nothing you do that surprises me because I can predict it. Because past behavior is indicative of future behavior. And so all I have to do is look at your past, and I know exactly what you're going to do. Because it's based on your past behavior. And also what I know about scammers, cheaters, liars, chicken shit, cowards, and how they react towards things because I've dealt with enough of them too. So, like I said, I have a right to say what I want to say on my channel, especially when it's public information. It is not a violation of privacy. And you know that. And I've let YouTube know it too. You're going down. You're going down. And I don't care how long it takes me to take you down. You're going down. You guys need to get a damn job, both of you. Like I said yesterday, there's no freaking excuse why you can't both go to work. No excuse. And there's no excuse for you people providing them shit that they can provide for themselves. What the hell is wrong with you? I don't understand people's mentality that support scumbags, that support lazy asses who don't want to work. And then they claim on their page that they're self-sufficient. You're about as self-sufficient as copper is. No, copper depends on me for everything, just like you depend on stupid, gullible, dumbass people to keep sending you shit. And unfortunately, there's enough dumbass, gullible people out there with their heads up their asses that keep wanting to send you guys shit. I just don't understand that this country has become so warped in its thinking. We accept a lot of things that 50 years ago people have been run out of town for. It's ridiculous. It's like people have no scruples, no morals, no common sense. It's depleted brain cells that were dropped on their head, or I don't know, or they're just as dishonest as you guys are. And you guys are dishonest. You guys are scammers. You guys are liars. All right. I think it's time to move on to the next document. All right, this next document is by James Reed, who I can't keep all your men straight, Holly. You've been through so damn many. It's hard trying to keep them all straight. Your entire life has just been disgraceful. I'm glad you're not my daughter. Of course, I'm not old enough to be your daughter, but your father. Yeah, or your daughter. No, I'm old enough to be your daughter. You're sickening. That's all I can say. And I'm not just saying that. It's like you make me want to puke. Anyway, this is by James Reed. And it says, one day in December 2000, I went to visit my son John, living at the Summer Villas apartments in Somerville, where he and his girlfriend were living. I walked to the door and knocked, and Holly's oldest child, Logan, age 3, immediately opened the door. It was not locked because Logan opened it too quickly. I went in and asked where his mom was. Logan said she was out somewhere. 3-year-old kid home by himself. I did not want to leave the child alone because that neighborhood was full of questionable characters living in and around the apartments. I remained with Logan for 30 minutes or longer before Holly returned. I asked where she had been, and she told me at a neighbor's across the breezeway. She was not, because I left the door partially open and saw her come up the stairway. Well, as we know, she has no problem lying about anything. Had I been a child predator, I could have had the child and gone far away before she discovered it. Let me ask you this, Holly. What kind of mother leaves a 3-year-old child in an apartment, door unlocked, where anybody could just walk in, steal the child, and be off? You would have actually probably enjoyed that. Then it'd been off your hands. I'll tell you what kind of mother does that. A mother who's not really a mother. A mother who doesn't give a shit about her kid. A mother who has no moral character whatsoever. A mother who's a piece of shit. A mother who's a liar. What were you out doing, Holly? Getting your fix? Or making a little extra dough? Just asking. No allegations. Just questions. But those questions are based upon your character and what we know about you. You're a disgrace. You're an absolute disgrace. You're a disgrace to motherhood. You're a disgrace to humankind in general. And you people who support her are a disgrace. You're disgraceful people, and I don't care how pissed you get at me, it's the truth. Common sense will tell you that. Who would support a person like this? You have to be a very low character, low IQ, low morally, just low all the way around to support a person like Holly and a lazy ass like Chris, who's no better, who puts their child in danger and thinks and says it's making him tough. No, you're turning him into an idiot, Chris, and he's going to turn out being as big an idiot as you are. You need to get that kid in school. What the hell is wrong with you? You are such a dipshit. You don't want your child to have a better life than you? Why should he be penalized because you're a dumbass? Because you guys are morons. Why should he be penalized? It's just beyond me. But unfortunately, I've encountered people almost as stupid as him. Not quite. Because like I said yesterday, you make the Clampetts look like geniuses. You make the real McCoys look classy, educated. You both are just flat out pieces of shit. And so are you people that support them. All right, the next document is by Matthew Bell. And here's what he says. I have known Holly Volkmer for about 3 years. She is the worst mother I have ever met. I have witnessed the kids begging her to feed them, and she would ignore them for a long time. She would be doing nothing but sitting around while the children were begging for food. Most of the time, I would have to offer to fix them something before she got up to do it. What a worthless piece of shit. At times, she would just give them a bag of candy. What kind of mother does shit like that? She would put Melanie in a high chair and dump the food on the chair tray. My word. You were too damn lazy to get her a plate? God. What Melanie didn't eat, she would start throwing the food all around her. Logan would have his food on a paper plate and be allowed to go to any room and eat in. Often he would drop food on the floor and it stayed there until John came home from work to clean it up. God, too lazy to get off your damn ass to do anything. And you have these dipshit people, these stupid, gullible people, sending you guys things. Can't even be bothered to get her kid a plate to put food on, just dumps it on the tray. And I bet you didn't clean the tray off either. I'll bet you John came home and cleaned it. I'd bet everything I had that was the case. Melanie would have food all over her face and clothing, and it stayed there until the father came home to clean it up, or to clean her. God. I'm sorry, these are not, I'm not acting here, people, in my reactions. I am so freaking disgusted. I'm just absolutely disgusted and appalled at this piece of shit that calls herself a mother. Holly would be sitting around smoking marijuana while the children were running through the rooms, doing as they pleased, jumping on furniture, climbing on the TV. There would be child safety hazards all over the place. I would mention this to Holly, but she just ignored me and say, it was okay. Yeah, because she didn't want to get off her lazy ass and do anything about it. Logan would walk out the door and go play in the parking lot without anyone watching him. Holly very seldom noticed him being gone from the apartment unless I or someone else mentioned it to her. And then she just had that I don't care attitude. Yeah, it's the same attitude she has with Alien. She don't care. Put him in danger. Let him play with knives. Let him be near loaded pistols. As long as I don't have to deal with it. Huh, Holly? You're a lazy-ass, worthless piece of shit. She might get up and go look, or at times, just ignore it. I'd forgotten about this one. I can tell you right now, if I was a CPS worker, I'd snap Alien up as fast as I could. See, here's the thing. CPS, or whatever agency has looked into you guys, hasn't seen your videos probably. They probably haven't seen these court documents. I mean, they would have access to them, but who knows if they saw them. Either that or they're as damn lazy as you are. Is everybody back in Virginia this freaking lazy? You don't get off your ass now. Oh, you might get up and act like you're doing something when you're on camera, but I guarantee you, as soon as that camera's turned off, you're back sitting on your ass, smoking pot, and you don't give a shit about the kid. Because it's very obvious to all of us that you haven't changed. This is disgusting. And you're the same person now you were back then. I don't care what anybody says. And you people that try to defend this bullshit, you need to go suck something or go back to sucking something. You're all disgusting. All right, this next one is from Scott Lauper, I guess it is. Lauper, I believe is the name. I'm going by the signature, so. All right. It doesn't get any better, folks. All right. Scott says, I've been friends with John Reed and Holly Volkner for approximately 3 years. During this time, Holly has proven a very irresponsible mother. First, I have witnessed Holly drink alcohol to the point of intoxication with the children present. Furthermore, she has smoked marijuana along her children numerous times. Her boyfriend, John, would work at a steady job all the time while Holly sat at home and did nothing most of the time. She would only work at part-time jobs. I have never known her to have a full-time job. Big surprise there, isn't it? She had all the time needed to keep a clean and orderly home, but it was always cluttered and filthy. She apparently had no desire to make the home safe and sanitary for the children. The house was always dirty and messy. Food would be left out spoiling within reach of the children. This chaos in the home was also reflected in the children. The children were always dirty, as were their clothes, and they were usually without shoes. Gee, where have we seen that before? I have witnessed the children being allowed to stay up far beyond a child's normal bedtime. It was not unusual for one or both of the children to stay up until 1 or 2 a.m. in the morning. Holly never put the children to bed most of the time. God. Wherever they fell asleep at, that's where they stayed until they woke up in the mornings. Again, you're disgusting. I have stopped by many times to find Logan playing in the parking lot, Melanie playing on the staircase, with John working and Holly upstairs in the apartment, sitting around doing nothing but smoking pot. John would come home and find this and get on Holly about it, and it would start an argument. Holly was never wrong about anything, according to her. Well, that's the way it is with most narcissists, isn't it? I was present one night when Melanie went into the bathroom, picked up a razor Holly shaves her legs with. Melanie put it in her mouth and cut her tongue. John told her, as in Holly, to keep things like that out of reach of the kids. Holly got offended and started an argument. Again, big frickin' surprise, isn't it? The worst I have witnessed Holly do was light a candle for Logan, place it on a plastic table alongside his bed, which shows how smart she really is. She thinks she's smart. No. The candle was not in a holder. It was placed directly on the table, a plastic table. Here's your sign. The candle burned down and set the table on fire. Logan woke up screaming his lungs out about a fire in his room. This could have been a total disaster for everyone in the apartment. The toxic fumes from the plastic was almost enough to suffocate everyone until the place was aired out. So this disgusts me so bad I can't even talk. So you were either very stupid or very high, or most likely a combination thereof. You take a candle and put it on a plastic table, and you don't think that table is going to catch on fire? Anybody with an ounce of common sense would know that's going to happen. So apparently, you don't even have an ounce of it, which, again, does not surprise me. You're a disgusting human being, Holly. That's all I can say. You're an absolutely disgusting human being, and you people who support them are every bit as disgusting. Actually, more disgusting, because it just shows that your stupidity level is below theirs, because they're using you, not vice versa. Yeah, think about that for a minute. As dumb as they are, as much as backward brush apes as they are, they're using you, which shows that their intelligence level is above yours. That's a hell of an indictment there, people. All right, and this is the final court document, which honestly I'm really glad, because this reading the I am being totally serious, people. Reading this stuff makes me sick to my stomach. It makes me nauseated that somebody can be like her. I'm not joking around. I'm not just saying that to be disparaging. That is how I truly feel. And as you can see, it's starting to get light out here. I bet you that Chris and Holly have never seen the sun come up. Unless they've been out all night partying, then maybe that. But normally they sleep in till noon or whatever, because they're lazy asses. All right, this one is by Tracy Lynn Platt. And it says, I have been to Holly's apartment many times within the past 2 years. Many times I have seen her smoke marijuana, and quite often when the children are in the same room. Each time I went there, the place was a mess from one end to the other. The kids often looked as if they had not been bathed for 3 or 4 days. Probably because they hadn't been. Be my guess. Holly brought Melanie to a party once where I was at. While she was there, she was drinking heavy and smoking marijuana and just ignoring the child. Holly neglects these children in every way I know possible. Why doesn't that surprise me? Yeah, I have a lot more, but this is all I can stomach for today. It upsets me so much to see that somebody would ignore kids in this fashion, neglect kids in this fashion, treat kids in this fashion, give them candy instead of making them a meal. What kind of scumbag, lazy-ass mother treats their kids like that? I'm honestly wondering why I know why you had kids, so you could trap men. Yeah. That's why you don't use protection. Because that way you can get pregnant and go, oh, I'm pregnant. You need to stay with me now. Like I said, you're not the only one I've met who's like that. I have met plenty. And y'all are pieces of shit. Every one of you. I don't like people who use people. That's why I don't like scammers like you guys and like Jeff, because y'all just use people. That's all you do is use people for your own gain. And if there weren't a bunch of stupid ass gullible people with heads up their asses out there sending you stuff, you'd either have to go to work or die. I wish people would frickin' understand, like whoever this stupid ass paper lady is. These other people that send you shit. I wish they had enough common sense and at least one brain cell and 1 ounce of brains to have that cell in to understand that they're not helping you guys by keep sending you shit. All they're doing is prolonging your begging, prolonging your scamming, prolonging your lying. And anybody that thinks that your videos are entertaining needs to get a frickin' life. Seriously. I mean, this is like Dumb and Dumber on steroids. I just can't see how anybody would think that they're entertaining at all. They're like a poor man's version of the Beverly Hillbillies. Except they don't have no mansion in that piece of shit that Chris is building. Are you serious? What are you really gonna do with that? And see, here's the thing that pisses me off. People give you all this money. It's like one person who knows you guys and lived by you guys told me. They said, you guys had all the money. They sent you all this money to buy a home, but you went after one that obviously you could not afford. It was too much for your budget. But you went after it, and you got turned down, so you used that as an excuse. Instead of saving that money for something that was a little cheaper that you could actually afford, what did you guys do? You guys used that money to go on this long extended vacation, spending it on all these fancy hotels and fancy meals and just living it up. So then after you squandered all your money, see, this is the same bullshit that Jeff pulled. People gave him over $10,000 last year to hire a PI, and he spent it all on himself. See, that's what scammers do. So you guys had more than enough money to buy a home if you would have been sensible and tried to purchase one that was within your budget. You had more than enough money. People have told me. But you guys went on this vacation. You guys squandered it all on yourselves like a couple of narcissists instead of using that money to provide a home for your son. You just went out, squandered it. Lived it up. People, you're idiots if you feel sorry for them in any way. You're idiots if you provide for them in any way. You're idiots, well, you're idiots to begin with. If you support these lazy ass pieces of shit. They had the money. They squandered it. Too bad, so sad, you're on your own. That would be my attitude if I had contributed to you originally. I'd tell you to F off. Go fend for yourselves like normal people do. Yeah, and it's funny how you guys don't like to obey the law. Chris doesn't like to use his seatbelt. You don't like to use a child safety, whatever the hell they call them, basket or whatever it is, child safety seat. Oh yeah, and you let Alien ride in your lap in the front seat. Do you know how many kids have been decapitated by airbags from people doing that exact thing? Yeah. What happens? You're in the woods back there, people. What happens if you're driving along and a deer jumps out in front of you and you got Alien sitting in your lap? He's going to die. You have to slam the brakes on really fast, or deer jumps out in front of you and you don't have time to brake and you hit the deer and those airbags deploy, alien's going to be decapitated. Guaranteed. Google it. Do a little study on it there, Holly. Oh, but you don't give a shit because the only thing you care about him is that him bringing in money. And as long as he brings in money, you care about him. See, that shows right there you don't care about him. The fact that you let him ride like that and don't have him in a child safety seat, you let him ride on your lap where he can get decapitated, that right there shows you don't care. Either that or you are so completely high, drunk, and stupid. No, I think, well, it could be that, partially that too, but I think it is that you just don't give a shit. That's what I think. And I know all of my subs would agree with me. Because unlike the fools who keep supporting you, we see things for what they are. So, you want me to keep bringing out more stuff? Go ahead and report this one too. Go ahead and report this one to YouTube. I dare you.